So last Tuesday, the House of Representatives passed the bill that seeks to grant parish status to Portmore. We've got Dr. Carol Archer, urban planning consultant, here to talk about the financial implications of transforming Portmore into a parish. I have so many other questions. I hope she can talk to us about more things than just the financial implications. Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Morning, Dr. Archer. How are you?
Good.
Geez, is this a viable suggestion, pathway, proposal?
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's not. Because I recall many years ago, over 20 years ago, working as a consultant then with the municipality of Portmore. I was involved with the assisting with the socio-economic data, and we analyzed, and yes, it was appropriate to assign municipal status. And assigning the municipal status was quite comprehensive. The process in terms of the consultation, knowing where things are, the land use pattern, the population pattern, the population trend, all of that went into informing the creation of the municipality. And then when the legislation around the municipality of Portmore was enacted, it gave consideration to the services that ought to be within Portmore.
Education.
All the services, yes.
Yes.
Now, the issue is, having gone through the process 20 years, what would normally obtain is an assessment. And when I first heard about this parish pending status, I did research. In fact, I wrote a paper, a book chapter was published, because we looked at what was happening elsewhere in the world in terms of what would be referred to as urban agglomeration. Yes?
Urban?
Agglomeration, where urban centers, cities, would come together to form larger entities. Portmore has not gotten there as yet. I think what is most important is not designating a geopolitical area per se, but to ensure that we have effective governance.
You mentioned amenities. Well, maybe you didn't use that word, but is there a criteria for what a parish, I hear hospital and I hear supermarket, all kind of thing, but is there an official criteria?
There are designation in terms of identifying urban centers, towns, and then a collection of urban centers within a particular area for then parish, and then of course with that you have the attendant services. Services as you would define from the urban center, which is really about population density and the service too.
What's the population of Portmore now?
Well, and that's the other thing, because we've not completed our census.
What's the difference between a municipality and a parish?
Okay, so a municipality is a collection of urban area, yes? And then within a parish, you would have several or more than one town centers, for argument's sake.
More than one municipality?
No, town centers.
Okay.
And then the municipality becomes now the center, the administrative center, so to speak. So in terms of the population of Portmore, back then in 2000, when the work was being done, it was estimated at 200 and something. And then, of course, without the census, now it is being estimated at about 300,000. But we really do need to complete. Yeah, of course. But we really need to complete the census.
Yeah, we have numbers.
So
we have population of all the other parishes. You know how much people live in Westmoreland.
We have not completed our census.
So, Doc, I have a question. If we don't know all of these things, how we reach to tabling? Have we carted before the horse?
I really think so. And also, as I said before, when the municipality status was being considered, there was consultation. People were involved in the process. Now, yes, there have been some town hall meetings, I'm aware. But getting that data, because it's not just people coming and talking, it's really getting the information from the consultation and using that to inform the how. When the municipality was considered, and based on discussions, they had issues as to where the lands were or how the lands would be acquired for the different location of offices for the municipality, a health center, all of that. But that came out of the consultation.
So this news was news to you?
Well, no, because when it was not new in that it was mentioned in the manifesto of the current administration, the Jamaica Labour Party-led administration. And so that's what piqued my interest as an academic, someone studying urban planning, and I teach a course on urban governance, yes? So we looked at it, my student and I questioned the viability, and it was an assignment, and the students actually, right, and they looked at it and realized it does not make sense. But they didn't involve the academics in the decision making, as far as I'm aware, and therefore.
Obviously, from listening to you, you know what you're talking about, and you can't think for these people. But why would they not know what you know? Why would they be heading, and again, I know you can't think for them, though, but why would they be heading there if you are now suggesting that it kind of don't make sense?
Yes. Well, you know, I must say it is unfortunate, because that has been my experience over the years as an academic here in Jamaica, where we are not often engaged to do the research to inform policy. Yes? As I mentioned, back in the 2003, thereabouts, they said, look, we know you study this thing, land use patterns. Come and let us know what and how we should do it. And there have been other cases but for the most part, as academics and particularly land use management, we've not been engaged as we ought to say, here are some patterns, here's what the data is suggesting this is how we should proceed.
I have two questions for you, Doc. You say one is not a viable proposal, and two, Portmore is not quite ready for what you call, what they term urban agglomeration.
Yes.
How is Portmore falling short? Why is the proposal not viable to you at this time?
Well, the whole structure, local government structure, needs to be, and that was also discussed, I recall, being part of a local government reform group which brought in, persons from all sectors looking at what the local government reform ought to be. And some suggestions were made. In fact, coming out of that group, we've had these two pieces of legislation, the Local Governance Act of 2016. I think there were three pieces of legislation that came out as a result of the working group. And what we're recommending is entrenching local government, giving power to local government, power in terms of economic power. And so we need the legislations to support the local government entities, not just the Portmore and the Kingston, but so that they can carry out their function, their roles.
Final question from me, Dr. Archer. Let's say everything is in place. What's the benefit to the folks at Portmore if they get parish status? What's the benefit for them?
And who it going to cost? Because we don't reach the price tag yet.
Yeah, but what's the benefit for them? Moving from a municipality to a parish. All right, we are a parish now. Ray. What going after that?
I'm not sure. I am. It's interesting because just coming in and talking to the folks, they're also questioning the benefits. In fact, I do see some limitations with the parish of St. Catherine because, for example, the taxes and revenues from car license, from government allocation to roads, that would be limited if you're taking that from St. Catherine and say, okay, this section of the road network in this area will now go to Parish of Portmore. St. Catherine would lose. Then, because of the size, the geographic location of Portmore would not gain as much.
Right.
So, and again, if we were to look at, how has this parish status benefit places like St. Mary, where I am from, or St. Thomas, I think we need to look at the economy, right? Both at the global, national, and local level, and see how the different tiers or layers of government can work together to benefit the local. Local government is important.
Give me a benefit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Within that, the current structure, the current legislations would not benefit.
Okay.
It doesn't benefit. I think what we need to do is go back to the report that was prepared. It was then chaired by Professor Nettleford. And then once he passed, others took. And was very comprehensive as to the type of local government reform that we should put in place that would benefit. Because most importantly, we fell short of meeting our Sustainable Development Goal, Goal 11, which speaks to cities and settlements. So one of the things that they have said, strengthen local government so that we can do sustainable land use planning. So if that's not being done, then we're not going to meet.
Okay. So then the discussion about Portmore's parish price tag then would be, what you call this? It's too early. What's that word?
It's too early.
Premature, and because at this point we're throwing money into something that's not ready. For the money to be.
Yes.
So in a sense, it would be a loss.
It would be. And there are other things that we have to look into. We don't operate in a vacuum.
Yeah,
right? So there's the global economy and how that would impact on the local level in Portmore.
We have to go. But as Sim said, Portmore not ready for this yet.
I don't think Jamaica is ready for it yet.
Me never say so, sir. Me was asking.
No, I was saying, as Sim said, asking the question, he said that they're not ready.
Interesting.
Thanks for coming. God bless you.
Wow.
Thanks for having me.
Urban planning consultant, Dr. Carol Archer.
Coming up, we're having a heart-to-heart with the Bowens. Is it the two of us for that? Because I can't manage it. No. We'll be right back, everybody.
By the way,